The Samsung Galaxy S26 series is already getting a lot of attention, and many people are waiting to see what Samsung has planned for 2026. But if you were hoping for major camera changes in the Galaxy S26 Pro or the Galaxy S26 Ultra, you might be a little disappointed. A new leak from Korean media suggests that most of the specs for the S26 Pro, S26 Edge, and S26 Ultra are already finalized. And based on this information, it looks like there won't be any huge surprises, at least when it comes to the cameras. Let's start with the Galaxy S26 Pro. When the Pro name first appeared in rumors, many thought it meant Samsung would bring something special or different. But according to the latest reports, the S26 Pro will have the same triple camera setup as the standard Galaxy S25. That means a 50-megapixel main camera, a 12-megapixel ultra-wide lens, and a 10-megapixel telephoto camera with 3 zoom. On the front, it will still have the same 12-megapixel selfie camera. So basically, there's no real upgrade compared to the S25. The Pro name sounds exciting, but the hardware doesn't show much of a difference. This could leave some fans questioning why Samsung even introduced a Pro model in the first place. Now let's talk about the Galaxy S26 Ultra, which is usually the star of the series. Many people expected Samsung to bring big improvements here, but the leaks suggest otherwise. The Ultra will stick with the same quad camera setup as the S25 Ultra that includes a 200-megapixel main sensor, to 50-megapixel lenses, and a 10-megapixel telephoto camera. Even the selfie camera remains the same at 12 megapixels. For a phone that's supposed to be the most advanced in the lineup, this feels a little underwhelming. The Ultra series is known for bold upgrades, but this time the changes seem very minimal. Still, we should remember that numbers don't always tell the full story. Samsung often improves photos with better software, image processing, and new sensors, even if the megapixel counts stay the same. So the S26 Ultra might still offer better results than it looks on paper. The most interesting phone in the series might actually be the Galaxy S26 Edge. Unlike the Pro and Ultra, the Edge is expected to get a proper upgrade. The big change is in the ultra-wide camera, which is jumping from 12 megapixels to 50 megapixels. This should make wide-angle shots much sharper and more detailed. The Edge will also come with a 200-megapixel main camera, though the selfie camera will still be 12 megapixels. This upgrade is exciting for anyone who takes a lot of wide-angle photos. However, some fans are disappointed that the Edge won't have a telephoto sensor, since it's supposed to replace both the Edge and Plus versions from the S25 series. People were hoping for a bit more, even though the camera hardware doesn't look very new. It's still too early to say that the S26 series won't bring improvements. Samsung could be working on new sensors, AI-powered photography features, and better image processing that will make the cameras feel upgraded in practice. For example, there are rumors that the S26 Pro might use a new 50-megapixel sensor to replace the older ISIS LG N3. If true, this could improve low-light performance and overall image quality. Even if the resolution doesn't change outside of cameras, there are still some reasons to be interested in the Galaxy S26 series. The S26 Ultra is rumored to come with a new design. Instead of the sharp, boxy corners of the S25 Ultra, it might have more rounded edges. Some people will like this softer look, while others may prefer the old design. It's not a big change, but it does show that Samsung is willing to experiment a little. There are also reports of a new privacy display feature for the Ultra. We don't know much about it yet, but it could be something that makes the Ultra stand out from other Android phones. The S26 Edge is also expected to get a bigger battery compared to the S25 Edge, though maybe not as big as some earlier leaks suggested. Still, this should be good news for people who thought the Edge's battery life was too short in the past. As for the S26 Pro, it seems to be the least exciting of the three. With no major design changes and almost no camera upgrades, it might struggle to justify the Pro name, but we can't rule out the possibility of performance improvements, faster processors, or software updates that could make it more appealing. So, Should you be excited about the Galaxy S26 series? The answer depends on what you're looking for. If you want a groundbreaking new camera hardware, you might feel let down. But if Samsung delivers better software, stronger performance, and new features, the S26 phones could still be worth the wait. In the end, the S26 Pro looks very familiar. The S26 Ultra might feel almost the same as last year. But the S26 Edge could turn out to be the most interesting model. With its upgraded ultra-wide camera and bigger battery, the Edge might strike the best balance between power, design, and practicality. Like always, we'll have to wait for Samsung's official launch to know the full story. But one thing is certain: the Galaxy S26 series will keep the familiar Samsung style while adding just enough changes to keep fans curious about what's next.